Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. Look here, y'all. In prison, everybody's got an agenda. Everybody's got an angle. Everybody's trying to find a way to get the ups on the next man for whatever it is, right? Whether it be weed, phones, just getting over on them, you know what I'm saying? It's making somebody work for you, whatever the case may be, right? Everybody got an agenda trying to be slick. You know what I'm saying? Now, my homie is one of my homeboys, right? You know what I'm saying? He from the SPT. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna call your name. I don't want to put you out there like that there. But anyway, my homie thought he could play this boy out of his weed without paying for it, right? And I told my homie, I said, look, man, just because he a boy don't mean, you know what I'm saying, he ain't gonna stand up for what's his, right? Now keep in mind, when I say boy, I'm talking about a homosexual. That's what we call a boy. I mean, somebody's homosexual in the penitentiary, okay? No disrespect intended. You feel me? But look, I told my homie to be careful. He didn't want to listen. Now I'm going to put the story, I'm going to tell the story, let everybody see for themselves if my homie was tripping or if my homie, you know what I'm saying, knew what he was doing. It's up to you. You let me know. Hit him up in the comment section. Let me know what you think about my homie and the games he was trying to play. You feel me? This is going to be a funny one, y'all. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now check this out, right? My homie thought he could play the boy out of his weed without paying for it, right? Now this boy, he had a reputation. But first of all, let me describe what my homie looked like to you, right? He probably weighed $140. He was right at 5'11", 6 foot. Weighed $140. Black as a tire on a car. You know what I'm saying? Skinny as all get out. But he was known to fight, be able to fight. He can handle his own. You know what I'm saying? Now, this boy, on the other hand, 6'4", every bit of 260, 270, playing ball, athlete, dunking on people on the court, you know what I'm saying? Waving his junk in their face when he dunk on them, and they ain't even say or do nothing about it. Now, I know you're surprised to hear that, because in the penitentiary ain't nobody going to be disrespected like that, but I'm telling you what I saw with my own eyes. If this boy dunked on you, he waving his junk in your face, and you know what I'm saying? You know how somebody dunk and come down like, and doing all this and that, right? He'll do that right now. Knowing he's a boy, it makes you think, okay, it's something else to this, right? Because if somebody that wasn't a boy dunked on you and did something like that, you'd be like, just throw your hand up and move out the way, right? You got posterized. But when a boy did it, you know what I'm saying? Everybody like, man, he waved that in your face. He waved that in your face. Now, keep in mind, even though people were saying that, ain't nobody try this boy. Ain't nobody try him because he was known to have hands. The rumor was that he was Golden Gloves. I don't know. When I seen him fight a couple of times, all I knew in the back of my mind, I told folks, I said, if we ever get into it with this boy, break out the pocket knives. Because there ain't nowhere in the world we're going to be able to deal with this boy just hand to hand, one-on-one. We're going to have to get him. We're going to have to get him fast, you know what I'm saying, with the groups. But here's the thing. My homie, I'm the referee of the basketball league, right? So we got outside games, right, going on. So when we had the outside games, I had to get the scoreboard. You know, we got the flipboard where we can keep up the scores. And I would always get my homie to keep the scores for me. You know what I'm saying? Sitting at the table while I'm out there refereeing with the other referees, right? We got to have somebody at the table that can keep the scores. So normally, I would get one of my guys to keep the book while my homie flipping the scoreboard, right? Making sure everything is fair. But this particular day, when we get down on the ball field, I'm looking, I see the boy sitting at the table. I ain't tripping. I ain't on nothing like that. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You can't go and look, in the penitentiary, it is what it is, y'all. Y'all already understand what I'm trying to say. And I ain't tripping. But anyway, I look over at him. I said, hey, homie. I said, he keeping the books? He was like, he looked at me like, yeah, Joe T, he gonna keep the books for us. I said, all right. I said, you know what you're doing? Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I done played basketball before, Joe T. Quit tripping. I look at him, I say, oh, here we go. All this and that. I always want to try to sound like a female. What's wrong with you? You know, that's how I used to talk to him. I'd be tripping with him like that, right? But anyway, long story short, he keeping the score. Now, I'm running up and down the floor. I mean, he keeping the books, my homie keeping the score. I'm running up and down the floor outside. I'm reffing the game. But every now and then, I got to glance over there, make sure the score's right, make sure everything is being done right. But, you know, because my homie, he get distracted. He one of them jokesters. He like to laugh and play, and he might miss turning the score or something. So I got to keep glancing over there to make sure everything is okay. Well, check this out. I look over there. Don't forget we're in the penitentiary, y'all. I look over there. I see my homie. He got a joint in his mouth. He puffing, passing it back and forth with the boy. Now I'm running up and down the floor. Now I done lost my train of thought. I'm supposed to be watching the game. Now I'm running up and down the floor. I'm looking at him because I'm saying to myself, wait a minute now. We know what this boy doing on the compound. You know what I'm saying? And you over there swapping spit with him with the weed. You know what I'm saying? But he acted like it ain't no deal to him. So if it ain't no big deal to him, it ain't no big deal to me. But I was just looking at him. I'm like, dang, what's really going on, right? My homie tripping. You know, I know he don't want to smoke that bad, right? So anyway, we running up and down the floor doing our thing. The game is halftime. So I went to the side. I said, let me holler at your homie real quick. I pulled him to the side and I'm talking to him. I said, oh, everything good? He was like, yeah. I'm just getting some weed from the boy, you know, because the boy was known for selling weed, right? So he said, I got me a little weed from the boy. I said, you got some money to pay for it? Because my homie was one of those dudes that ain't never had no money. He always wanted to ask you to let him eat with you and this and that. And I ain't had no problem. He was one of the homeboys. I understood what it was. You know what I'm saying? I ain't let him take advantage of him, but I always tried to look out for him. You feel what I'm saying? Even though he was older than me. But, you know, it is what it is. So he was like, nah, I'm gonna play the boy. The boy ain't talking about nothing. He ain't gonna get nothing from me. I said, homie, watch yourself. I said, man, dude got them hands, man. He ain't going like that. He ain't no sucker, man. I ain't worried about that. Now keep in mind, you know what I'm saying, my homie, he Pyru. He ain't playing either now. You know what I'm saying? He ain't playing either. But he think he slick. Okay? Now look. So I said, look here, homie. I said, I was running up and down the floor and I looked over, I saw you smoking. You smoking the joint with the boy. I said, man, you know, dude, you know, he be taking care of his business around here. So what you got going on, man? Swapping spit with the boy, right? That's what we call it, swapping spit. You know, you going behind somebody that's known for doing what they do, you know what I'm saying, sucking dick and all this other kind of stuff. So he was like, nah, I had my fingers on the tip of it, on the end of it, so I'm just sucking it like that, right? I said, oh, okay. Interesting to me that you use the word suck when you're talking about that. But anyway, we ain't going to play no game, right? So he threw a punch at me, you know what I'm saying? I dodged him, and we laughed about it. He said, man, go on, get back out there on the floor, man. So he go back over there. He sat down at the table. He go sit back down at the table with the boy, right? So now he's aware that I'm watching. So now he trying to be all sedated and careful about it, you know what I'm saying? And he got the joint in his hand. He'll wipe it off and all this and that. So I look at the boy. The boy look at him and said, like that, right? But I couldn't hear everything else that the boy said because I'm still running up and down the floor, you know, reffing the game, right? But I ain't paid no attention to the game. I ain't called no foul. I got the dudes out on the floor cussing me out, talking about, man, what is you doing? Or this and that. But I'm watching homie because that's more fun than this game, right? But I'm just running up and down the floor tripping because I'm watching my homie over here with this boy. So look, now they're sitting at a table. You know, we bring one of the fold-up tables out there. So the table, you can see up under, right? You can see up under, yeah, if you're looking. Everybody out there on the yard, ain't nobody really paying attention because you see boys everywhere with somebody. So really, ain't nobody paying no attention like that. And if they are, they ain't really tripping because they might be on something too, right? But look, I went down the floor one time. I look over, I see the boy hand under the table. He tried to move his hand over to my homie's thigh. And I looked. I done ran into a player trying to see what I'm trying to see, right? I'm like, no. Because I know his brother in Peru, they going to kill him. He get to playing like that, right? So anyway, I see my homie push his hand back. Now I'm looking at them talking. He's like, hold up. That's what my homie's saying to the boy, hold up. And the boy looked like he looking back at him talking about what? You know, like that there, right? So I'm saying to myself, I said, here we go. I said, I know what done happened. My homie done tried to play this boy. Told him, you know what I'm saying, he gonna let him get something from him, you know what I'm saying, let him smoke some weed with him. So the boy done let him smoke some weed, so he's expecting something. He's expecting payment in some kind of way, right? Because the boy known for this kind of stuff. He's known for that, right? Where he'll have somebody, you know what I'm saying, getting high with him, but then, you know, he want to nibble on him and all that old kind of shit, or he wants somebody to run up in him, one of the two. You know what I'm talking about? So anyway, end of the game. I run over there. I said, close the books out. Joe T, I got the books. I'm like, all right, man, I ain't trying to start all that. All right, so, you know, he's an athlete. He knows what he's doing, right? But I'm trying to tell him really close them books up because I'm trying to get back to the unit, hit the shower so I can eat. You know what I'm saying? I got me a couple of burritos waiting on me. I'm trying to get back to the house and watch my TV. So anyway, I'm looking at my home. I said, hey, everything good? He was like, yeah, Joe T, I'm good. Everything's straight. I said, I'm laughing now, right? I said, I saw the boy trying to touch you on the thigh. He looked at me, eyes get big as $50. He said, what? I said, man, I saw the boy hand up under the table, man, trying to touch you on your leg, man. What you got going on, man? So I break serious on him, right? Because I don't want him to know where I'm at. I'm really joking with him, right? But I'm just trying to see what's up with my homie. He was like, no, it wasn't nothing like that. I said, man, don't try to tell me. I seen the man hand up under the table trying to grab you, man. What you got going on, man? All out in the public eye at that too, right? You represent the SPT, man. You feel me? He looked at me, he said, Joe T, quit playing with me, man. I said, ain't nobody playing with you, homie. I said, you the one playing? Over here playing with this boy. Got this boy thinking this and that and that and that. What kind of deal you make? How much he charging you for that weed you smoking, man? We straight. We got an understanding. I said, okay, you got an understanding. So check this out, y'all. The next day, you know, I'm the teacher's aide too at school, right? So the next day, my homie, we in the line, we going through the metal detector to go through the class, right? Go to school. We going through the metal detector. The boy right behind my homie. I said, dang, when we get through the metal detector, we going down the hall. I said, dang. I said, what's going on with y'all, man? My homie said, man, don't start that. The boy just look at me, roll his eyes and stuff, like I'm all in his business or something. You know what I'm saying? Now keep in mind, this dude, I told you the dude about 6'4", man. Big. But he feminine as all get out. But that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. He might be like Layla Ali throwing them hands. I don't know, because that's what people been saying now. I done seen him hit somebody, but I ain't seen him just dancing around and doing all this and that. But the rumor is he golden glove. So that's what's always in the back of my mind. I ain't finna play no games with this boy. You feel me? But my homie, he done stepped across the line. He done got in too deep, right? So look here. We get on down the hallway. I go into the class, because like I said, I'm teacher's aide. My homie, he's on the other side. He in the vocational class, because he done graduated high school. Him and the boy in the same class. I think they was in heating and air or something like that, trying to learn how to fix, air conditioners and stuff like that, right? So the whole day go by, you know what I'm saying? It's lunchtime. We leave, go to chow, come back. We in the hallway. Everybody going to the rooms and stuff where they belong, right? My homie's lagging back. He lagging back near the restroom stalls, right? They got 3 restroom stalls, but you can see up under the stalls because the door is not all the way to the ground. You know, they keep it like that so they can make sure, because there's a whole lot of freaky stuff be going on in the penitentiary. So even when you think you got privacy, you don't, because they need to be able to see what's going on to the extent that you can have a little privacy, but at the same time they can see how many people in that stall, right? So that's why stuff like that in here, right? So anyway, I see my homie lagging back, him and the boy. I said, oh, looks familiar. I done seen this before. It's the move. They finna try to make the move. So they down at the stall, so I turn around. Like I'm gonna go get to the water fountain. I go to the water fountain. Now look, I'm on the water fountain. I'm down drinking the water. But the whole time, my head is turned so I can see what's going on over in this restroom stall, right? Water hit me all on my jaw, coming down my chin. I ain't thinking nothing about that, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking over at the restroom stall, and here we go. I see 4 legs in there. Yeah. One of them is my homie. I know it is. Yeah. One of them is the boy. Sure will. So I just stand there. I ain't even move. I just stand there leaning on the wall. Then the stall door opens. My homie step out. The boy step out. The boy a little mad, though. He said, you gonna quit playing with me? You gonna quit playing with me? So my homie, he like, I don't know what you talking about. And he trying to move kind of fast. And he sees me, he walking towards me real fast. So about that time, look here, I'm going to keep it real. The boy snatched him up. I'm talking about snatched him up from the back, picked him up like he was a little rag doll. Had him, flipped him around, had him by his neck. Had him by his neck up on the wall. Now I'm looking around like, oh, man, because I'm really trying to decide in my mind, am I going to help him or not? Now, the boy got him up on the wall. I'll tell you now, he ain't got him off the ground, so to speak, but my homie's pretty much on his tiptoes. He pretty much on his tiptoes, and the boy got his hands as big as, I'm talking about hands big. I'm telling you, he could probably play in the NFL. The man got hands that's huge. Got his hand around my homie's neck and got him up on the wall. He on his tiptoes. Talking about, man, let me go. Just pushing at the boy. He can't even move the boy. The boy just leaning back. He got that reach on him, right? He could have been a boxer too, y'all. I'm telling you now, this dude was a freak of nature. An athlete, man. You feel what I'm saying? He leaning back. So you gonna quit playing with me. You gonna quit playing with me. Then he take his other hand and he reach down there and grab my homie's junk. And I'm like, oh, panic mode. What he finna do? He finna take something. What am I gonna do? I look around. I'm knowing this now. Don't get me wrong. Been in the Marine Corps. Know how to fight. I can handle myself. But I gotta play this smart. I told you this dude is huge. 6'4", about 260. Every bit of 260 if he ain't. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be surprised about that. I look around. Only thing I seen, y'all, the garbage can lid. They still had the metal garbage can lids in there. So I grabbed the metal garbage can lid. Man, as hard as I could, man, I'm telling you now, because I know he going to turn around, he going to be on me. I'm hoping that my homie got enough sense to help me when I pop this dude. So I get up behind him and I hit him. I don't hit him with the flat side. I hit him with the side of the thing where it's hard at. You know what I'm saying? I tried to hit him and put him down. Because if I don't put him down and startle him, it's going down. I know it is. This man's hand is huge. He could probably put his whole hand over my face. You know? I'm telling you now, it's real. It's just real. But I can't let my homie go out like that. He got him all up on the wall and got one hand on his junk. He finna take something. He's sick of my homie playing games with him about this weed. So I pop him. Bam! The boy startled. He bent down and said, oh. You know, it came out of him then, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Oh. He bent down. Quit. So when I see him bend down, I got to keep on hitting him. Boing, boing, boing. I'm hitting him. My homie, get what my homie do? Strike out running on me. Strike out running, leave me by myself. He run down the hallway. When he run down the hallway, I looked. I dropped the garbage can lid. I ran right behind him and ran straight up in the classroom. I ain't worried about it because my homie's in the class with him, not me. I got him up off my homie. My homie ran and left me. He on his own now. You know what I'm saying? But I know I'm going to have to deal with this boy later on because I done split him now. He ain't bleeding like that, but he got a couple of cuts on his head. You know what I'm saying? So he go down to the classroom. I hear him over there. They call the code. Here come the police. Lord have mercy. I said, here I go. I'm going to the hole. I know I'm finna go to the hole. Now, luckily, where they was at the restroom stall, the camera could see somebody hitting him with the garbage can lid, but they couldn't tell who it was. That was just pure luck, because I wasn't planning it like that. You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't planning it like that. It was just pure luck. So get what they say. They see my homie running down the hall. They see me running right behind him. They got all three of us out in the hall and said, which one of y'all was hitting him with the garbage can lid? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I was coming from the restroom. I had to use the restroom. So, you was moving kind of fast coming down that hall. Like, yeah, I had to get back in the class. I'm the teacher's aide, man. I got to do my job, man. You know. They said, this is how they try to pop it on me because they know they ain't going to do it. They said, well, we going to get fingerprints off of the garbage can lid. When he said that, I knew I was free anyway because they ain't finna spend no money getting no fingerprints. They ain't finna send that to the town. Ain't nobody dead. You know what I'm saying? He got a couple of cuts on his head. So the boy standing there, he said, the police said, who hit you? He ain't say nothing. He just standing there looking, hands crossed. Then he done throwed his hip. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how they do. You know what I'm talking about? And then he just leaned over and look at me like, yeah, I got you. He give me that look. I got to keep it real now. I look back at him like, right, and I cross my arms. I'm looking at him like, yeah, I put the mean monk on. You know what I'm saying? And snarl at him. You know what I mean? Let him know I ain't no sucker now. Keep it real now. You understand what it is with me? It's GD with me, fool. You know what I'm saying? When I look back at him, he look at me. Then he look over at my homie. My homie, he trying to look down at the ground. Then both me and the boy looking at my homie like, I know what I was thinking. I'm finna whoop him as soon as this is over with. I don't know what the boy was thinking, but he was looking just like me, so I'm thinking he probably wanted to whoop him too. So the police leave. I'm expecting them to come back and get me anytime, but they don't. I'm sitting in the class over with. We leaving. I'm walking back to the unit. My homie walking beside me. I said, homie, you know what it is. Me and you have to get him up, man. You know what I'm saying? You done ran off and left me like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the boy up off of you. I said, I told you not to play with this boy. He said, man, Joe T, I didn't think he was going to do all that. I said, what you think he was going to do? What you think he not finna let you take nothing from him? And I told you this boy known for that. He known for taking it. I'm talking about taking it. You feel me? That's just what it is. I said, man, I don't know what I said, I'll tell you what you gonna do. After me and you get him up, you need to go holler at your Pyru brother, and y'all need to be on alert. Because after that, man, you on your own when it come to this boy. I'm not finna be dealing with this boy. I done brought the whole family into this. They gonna be looking at me crazy like I had something going on, and that ain't gonna happen, Cap. So after I get him up with my homie and stuff like that, I knock him down a couple of times. I ain't trying to hurt him. I'm just letting him know, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I holler at the folks. I said, look, this what's going on. I break it down to them. They got jokes. Yeah, your homie a gay boy. You know, all this and that, right? They saying all this and that, right? You know, I said, whatever he is, that's my homie. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to hear none of this old nonsense what y'all talking about. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't finna do that, you know? I ain't with none of that. You feel me? So anyway, long story short, y'all. We didn't go to the hole. My homie and the boy, they had to get him up because his brothers made him get him up with the boy, right? Because they wasn't finna pay him. He ain't get but a couple of sacks. But like I said, he ain't never got no money. So he get him up with the boy. He in there scrapping. But he ain't win. He come up out there, knotted up. This boy done knotted him up. But at least he didn't get to take nothing from him. You know what I'm saying? He had to stand up. But I told my homie, quit playing with that boy. And he learned the hard way. And that's what I want to say to y'all out there about coming up in this penitentiary. You think you know what's going on? Come up in here playing. You come up in here playing, you're going to find yourself in a situation that you can't get out of. And it ain't got nothing to do with this person or that person. It's just the nature of this place. It's too unpredictable. Too unpredictable. And when you think you playing somebody that you perceive to be weak, that's still a person, still a human being. And that person still got pride and dignity. And they ain't going to let nobody take nothing from them no matter what you think about that person. You got killers in here of all makes and colors, man. All makes and colors. And ain't nobody playing up in here. So I advise you, all of y'all out there that think you're tough, change up, man. Change it up. This ain't the lifestyle that you want. You don't want to deal with this kind of stuff in here because it ain't nothing. It's a loser's game, y'all. It's a loser's game. With that said, I'm going to wrap this episode up. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.